New at 6, a South Memphis family says the pain of losing their loved one is even worse now because the way one funeral home handled the cremation process. Thanks for joining us. I'm Stephanie Skurlock.
And I'm Richard Ransom. The family doesn't know where their mother's body is, so WREG's Bridget Chapman went to Press the Funeral Home for answers.
Shakitha Williams will always remember her final moments with her mom.
I kissed her on the cheek and her eyes opened. And I was like, Mama. And I did it again, and she just twerked her mouth up to kiss me, and I felt like she was letting me know that she was okay.
She says her 62-year-old mother, Joyce Tate, died the next morning. Her passing came after a long battle with kidney failure, heart failure, cancer, and diabetes. But now, nearly 2 months later, she says she doesn't know where her mother's body is.
It's not closure. I can't rest until I know my mother has rested.
The family says they paid the Snow Funeral Home to cremate their mom and says the funeral home even rushed them for the payments. Her ashes were supposed to be ready for her funeral on November 4th, but the funeral home pushed the cremation back a week.
Then I called next week. Well, it'll be next week. I called the next week. It'll be next week. And it's like, how many weeks are we going to go?
Too many weeks for a family in grieving.
She was such a blessing to so many people. And for her not to be able to rest is a shame.
The family says they haven't gotten answers on where exactly the body is and what's going on.
It's their job to be respectful and make sure that the grieving process goes through easily.
They said they've been calling to try and see their mom's body for verification before cremation. We went to the funeral home and made calls to them all day. But after getting the runaround, we had Shakitha call them with us there. And the latest update put her in tears.
She's been cremated, and I'll deliver her cremation tomorrow.
Sudden news after the family said they'd heard multiple excuses for weeks. Excuses that mainly centered around a paperwork problem with the hospital. But today on our call, it was blamed on a broken machine. When we pressed him for more information,
I don't want to talk to you. I'll talk to the family.
A family that's already been through enough this holiday. In South Memphis, Bridget Chapman, WREG, News Channel 3.
The funeral director says he will be delivering the ashes himself tomorrow.